moving on, we have a couple of weekend goals that I think is important to get out of the way, so we understand what each of us are looking for. Number one is pay off the creditors. That's the number one goal of the weekend, is to make some money, pay off the people who I owe some money. Number two, obviously, we are wanting to escape from reality, whether that be with drugs, alcohol, watching games, golfing, anything that keeps me away from my miserable life. Number two, commit adultery, potentially. I don't know, maybe. I won't tell if you won't. Number three, share a couple laughs. That's, number four, share a couple laughs. But please not too many. We can only have so many laughs. Moving on.
Very good informations.
Thanks. Now we have to ask the hard questions. No one wants to do this, but we have to ask the hard questions here. What is wealth? You might be asking. Wealth has a lot of different definitions. Is it physical money? Is it possessions? Is it knowledge? I know there's a lot of library card users in here. A lot of people think knowledge is wealth. Is it friendships? Is it potentially the memories that we share together? Could it possibly be all of the above? This brings us into the perfect strategy, and we are going to explain it here. What if there is a way to achieve all forms of wealth at once? Well, this is achievable, and it is yours. This knowledge is yours for one simple payment of $49.99. You guys can send over a Venmo whenever you would like. Each of you $50 to continue. I will just make sure my Venmo is up to date after this. But we're going to combine winning bets with the thrill of having skin in every single game, while in the company of our close acquaintances, while doing little to no research. Now you might be asking, how is this possible, Wyatt? This sounds like a match made in heaven. Well, it is. Continuation of the perfect strategy, underdogs. And here's a picture of me and my dog, Bubba. Now, I know this is a pretty well-known strategy, and I saw Cam's eyes roll there, but let me continue this.
I didn't roll my eyes.
The strategy. We're going to take every single underdog on the money line in rounds 1 and 2. This does require you on Thursday when we're not together to continue the strategy, as well as Sunday when we're not together to continue the strategy. But we can be together on Friday and Saturday continuing this for a unit of your choosing, or however many units of your choosing, or unit size of your choosing. Let's just go into a little bit of history of this strategy. One could call it the perfect strategy. In 2023, in rounds 1 and 2, this went up 16.95 units. I'll talk about it in a second. 2022 went up almost a unit in rounds 1 and 2. 2021 went up 9.92 units in round 1 and 2. 2019 minus 16.81 units.
Oh.
2018 up 28.94 units. Total in the last 5-6 years, 39.95 units. Now I know what you're saying. You honey dickens son of a bitch. Why did you stop the data at 2018? It's pretty convenient of you. Yes, I did stop the data in 2018. 2017 was not a great year. I didn't get into the math, but 2017, this is from action. This is every single game of the tournament, not just rounds 1 and 2, but 2017, 16, 15, 14, 13, all showed in the negative, but 2017 was a very bad year. Also, this does not include 2013, which was, again, a massive 17-unit year. Between 2010 and 2012, a little bit of profit, downhill in the 2005s, 2009 and before. Well, let's get into this. In college basketball recently, there's more parity now than ever. And to be honest, I thought parody was spelled Parody. I thought it was like a song parody. 2 different words, kind of mean the same thing. Teams are getting more and more equal to regardless of conference, regardless of school size. We are seeing smaller teams beat big teams that just did not happen in years past. This could be due to recruiting, possibly the transfer portal, different training methods, increase in training science. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But what we have seen, again, more parity now. 2023 was the first year we've ever seen, last year we've ever seen without a 1 seed in the Elite Eight. And all our underdog strategies just rounds in 1 and 2, but we did not see a 1 seed in the Elite Eight last year, which was the first time ever. Some other things we're starting to see as well as the first time ever is we are seeing 16 seeds beating 1 seeds. This has never happened before. Has happened twice in the last 5 years. We thought 1 seeds were automatic, sure things. 2 times they've lost in the past 5 years. Huge, especially since it's never happened before, since the tournament was created, 1985. Also looking at the average Final Four seedings, just showing that smaller teams are making it. Since 2010, so the last 14 years, we were seeing the average Final Four combining of seeds as 15.33 or 15.3. Compare that to the time between 1985 and 1996 was 10.1. So that's right around 2 seeds getting it, or 2.5s. And same thing from 97 to 2009, we're seeing 9.7. So 2009 before, just like we saw in the action graph, we are seeing that there's a lot less parity. And now we are seeing more and more upsets than we've ever seen before. Will Vegas catch on? And that is the scary thing that we have to think about. And the answer is always probably, and probably yes, they will catch on. And what will this lead to? Unfortunately, this will probably lead to lower money line odds for bigger underdogs. So for example, FDU last year beating Purdue was plus 2,000 odds. I'm just making an assumption. I know it's not smart to make those, but maybe that would be plus 1,500 this year or plus 1,100. Maybe Vegas finds a way to limit those massive underdogs, which is what makes the strategy so profitable, those massive underdogs winning. This could be devastating. There's just a picture of what would happen if this happened. This is where we have to get smart and add a twist to the perfect strategy. This is only for the bravest of the brave, but we can manipulate which underdog money lines we take. And I know this gets a little risky. Obviously, we cannot avoid the 16 seeds. I made that mistake last year, and it ruined my whole betting day, honestly, season. We got to take those, especially now that they're winning, and especially in 2023 and 2019 when those 2 teams won, or 2018. That was the reason those were such big years. So we can't avoid the 16 seeds. But we can look at the 8 and the 9 seeds. Those are pretty much a coin flip. We can do actual research on these games, trying to save us potentially 4 units. Obviously, we can take the underdogs, which will probably be right around, plus 105, plus 110, or we can do a little bit more research on those games and try to more accurately predict a winner as opposed to just taking the straight up underdogs. Obviously, I can't predict the game right, let alone an 8-9 game, which is again a coin flip, but maybe we could take a little time of those and possibly save ourselves 4 units. Also, there's another system in that 7-10 game, which is very similar to the 8-9s, which is kind of a coin flip. The Big Ten owns this as 7 and 10 seeds. We have potentially 3 of them this year: Michigan State, Nebraska, and Northwestern. Since 2016, Big Ten is 12-0 when they are a 7 or a 10 seed in that first round game. Since 2012, they are 16-1. And then since 2004, Big Ten as 7 seeds are 10-0. So again, another situation that we could possibly save ourselves 4 units. So if we do see Michigan State as a 7 seed, that is the favorite. We don't blindly take the underdog. We can take the Big Ten team, I think, with a decent amount of confidence, and that could potentially, again, save us 4 units. So the real question is, will you ride with it? Or will I continue being the laughing stock of this group chat? Insert DoorDash picture hunched over. Thank you for your time and your consideration. There will be no questions. Are there any questions?
Have you done any research on underdogs on the spread?
I have. Since 2017, underdogs on the money line as a 100-unit better would make you $1,100. Since that same time period, underdogs on the spread would only make you $700. So about 400 or 4 units less if you took them on the spread.
What's the recommended unit size for these bets?
Mine's going to be $10. So mine's going to be a half unit, but $10.
How many DoorDash trips do you anticipate in preparation for the unit placing? Did you just wipe your face?
I'm going to need to do a couple DoorDash deliveries to save up for this, which is why I'm doing my $10 unit size or $10 unit size as opposed to a $20 unit size.
Did you figure out the difference between parity and parity? And if not, do you need help?
I figured it out today, the difference between parody and parody. I mean, they're kind of similar, but I thought it was just the
You've
same
mentioned
word.
that a couple times that they're similar. They're not.
I mean, a parody is like a song parody.
It's
I
like a
don't know.
mockery.
It's a
Parody
mockery.
is an equal.
Yeah, not equal, not the same thing. That's my piece of advice. I think this is not in the PowerPoint. This is coming from the heart. I think this gives us an opportunity to, one, root for what everyone wants, is the underdog, especially in the low seed games. Two, requires us to not do a whole lot of research. We can just kind of blindly, for the most part, take underdogs, which allows us to enjoy time together at the bar, potentially golfing. And what number three? It's been profitable 3 years in a row, 4 of the last 5. And again, I try to, with the manipulating lines, you got to be, I only want to manipulate the 8 and 9, 7 and 10s, possibly the 6 and 11s. Besides that, like, I try to manipulate Purdue because I thought I could save myself a unit against FDU. And I lost myself 20 units because FDU won at plus 2,000. But I think like the coin flip games, I think it's smarter if we just don't blindly take the underdog, which would barely get us any profit. Again, it's probably like either a pick 'em to plus 110, to try to actually do some sharp betting analysis on those potential, what is that, 4, 8, 12 games.
I've greatly enjoyed your presentation.
I definitely need to be sold more because I think the whole thing is a little bit. I agree with your point about Vegas being smarter about the underdogs, but I think that's almost exactly what they want you to do, is not take all the underdog money lines for some specific reason, and then that's exactly the ones that will win. But that's just me being a skeptic. Also, what has won today is you've sold me on my excitement for next week.
That's all I can do. That's one form of wealth you just earned there.